What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Silent Wolf Ballistics, back at you again after a good long break of number of months. It was not an intentional break, but you know, babies are hard. And this is my second time trying to film this because the first time I accidentally hit the stop recording button on my phone, and I'm going recording through YouTube's function to make it easier to upload, and well, so that happened because I stopped mid-sentence, and that doesn't look professional. Doesn't look professional at all. As you can see, I'm quite sweaty. This shirt, it used to be a lighter gray about a few hours ago. But update on my life. For those of you who didn't know, my wife got pregnant last year, blah, blah, blah. Well, I guess you could say we got pregnant, but I mean, that sounds weird. I didn't carry the baby. I helped her, but I didn't carry the baby. As you can see by my luxurious figure, I'm not going to show you a full picture of my dad bod, but he was born into last year, and he is the cutest thing. I'm not going to show you any pictures or anything because internet, man, internet. But what I've been doing since then is just taking care of a crazy little child, and he's less of a doesn't sleep at night handful, and now just more of a regular handful. So at least I have the energy to do more stuff. But lately what I've been doing, I've been getting into building AR-15s, and I've built 3 so far. Built 2 for friends slash family, and then I've built 1 more recently for myself, which I've kind of been working on since right after my son was born, and I wanted a 6.8. And for those of you who don't know, who aren't familiar with that cartridge, 6.8 is about the same diameter as a 270. In fact, the bullet diameter is 0.277, and that's in inches, and that's the exact diameter in inches of a 270, and that's the same diameter on a 6.8 millimeter. But the 6.8 was developed by Remington, and I'm not going to give you a full history on it right now, but it's a super awesome, versatile round. I've watched some ballistic gel videos on it, and it packs quite a appropriate wallop without ruining too much meat within like 400 to 500 yards. And so I wanted it as a versatile hunting rifle for a deer or hog or whatever. But so anyways, why am I in this shed? That's a good question. Basically, I've been working on this shed here. My house is over there. It's in my backyard, as you can probably guess, because who wants a shed in their front yard? Put this workbench together. It's a little awkward looking, but it's just a sort of high-risen workbench. When I bought my house, this was already here, and there was a light fixture hanging from there to there, and well, it was a little awkward there, especially considering there's already a light right there, and there was no way to plug it in because it plugs in. So I moved it over here, and I can put a workspace here. I'm not sure where in here I'm going to put this particular workbench, probably up against the back wall or something. But got my fishing rods in a rod wad over there. And I'm thinking, I've got a workbench at a friend's house right now, and I'm thinking put that one over there, or maybe put that one over there into that corner, put this workbench over here, perhaps in front of that or something, in front of that outlet. That door doesn't open right now because here, I'll show you exactly why. Don't mind the lighting change or the audio shift. But whenever I try to open this door, that wood down there gets in the way. I'm wondering if these were like some old railroad wood, or if they're just some big heavy boards that have swollen. But if they were swollen, they look like they were long swollen. But doesn't matter. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. That's what I'm doing in the shed. Back to my rifle. So I finally got my 6.8 finished about a month ago, maybe less. It was less, definitely less. And I spray painted it sniper style. I kind of watched Lunger's TV video and did it the same way he did. Give it a sanding, wipe off the dust, and then spray paint it with some foliage on it. I just used grass from the backyard. Turned out good. I didn't let the paint cure because well, I got too excited and wanted to take it out and test it. And so it's got a few small scratches in the paint, just from normal handling. But it looks awesome. It functions really well. When I initially put it together, it had, here, let me give a lighting change here so that you're not staring into the light. You're not dead yet, so calm down. But I had initially had some gas problems. Yep, real gassy problems in the rifle, not in myself. But the gas system wasn't getting enough, wasn't putting enough gas backwards to drive the bolt back, the bolt carrier group and all, and keep some sweat out of my eyes. Don't mind the sirens. Nothing's on fire here that I can see, so they're not coming for me. But the gas system was not putting enough gas back to drive that bolt backwards. And so what I ended up doing was taking a drill bit and boring the gas port out just a little bit, because I made sure it was lined up and everything was straight. That was not my problem. So I bored out my gas port just barely, and now it's functioning perfectly. It's ejecting brass directly to my 3 o'clock, and it's doing it at the right distance, whereas before it was kind of just dropping the shells right next to me and not picking up the next one. I looked very closely at the abrasions on the top round of my magazine on the brass, because typically it's going to leave just a minor abrasion on the brass, whether you're able to see it or not. And the small abrasions on there, which were pretty hard to see, weren't coming all the way back across the brass. So boring that gas port out did just the trick, and now it runs awesome. I only have like a 5-round magazine for it, but well, I'm using it for hunting, so that's all I really need right now. I might get a larger one later to use for hogs and whatnot, but down here in our corner of Alabama, we don't have a ton of hogs. In fact, Alabama doesn't have a ton of hogs, period. They're moving in more and more, but we don't have quite the problem that Texas, Louisiana, and all has over there, which honestly sounds like a fun problem to have, unless you're a farmer. But aside the point, sorry if I offended any farmers out there, but you know, you're a farmer, you'll deal with it. You're fine. So that's what's been going on with my life. Not much else to tell you guys right now. I'm gonna try to get a video out soon. I'm thinking about one that has some slightly political implications. But if you get offended easily, well, that's your problem, honestly. I'm not going to tell you what you should or should not be offended by, or just, well, that's your business, and who cares? If you're either going to be offended or you're not, and I'm talking too much about getting offended. Which, don't be offended by people getting offended, because that's just offensive, okay? Yeah. True story, bro. True story. Alright, well, I've talked a bunch of nonsense for long enough. I still haven't come up with quite the right outro. I have an idea for what I should call what little audience I have, which is probably about 5 people. Thank you, 5 people, for being there. But since I've named my channel Silent Wolf Ballistics, I'm thinking about calling you guys the Wolf Pack. I think that sounds pretty cool. If you have any other ideas, or if you think that I just picked the perfect one and it's just completely amazing, well, and I'm probably right. That's probably just the perfect name. But if you have any other ideas, just let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys on another video. Deuces or something, I don't know. Outro words, yeah.